So this is a fairly fresh topic. I just seen this shit yesterday. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I was like, it's kind of a hot take, and I do have an opinion. You know how my opinions are. So as of lately, man, the question is, why has the running back position devalued? So this comes from Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, and Tony Pollard. As of lately, they were expecting long-term deals, and they didn't get it. So at this point, they're opting out of minicamp and, with no penalty. I think Tony Pollard did take the option, so it's really just Saquon and Josh Jacobs. Now, just to give you a little bit of background, Josh Jacobs plays for the Raiders, 25 years old. Saquon Barkley is 26 years old, plays for the Giants. Tony Pollard, he played for Dallas. They were expecting a long-term deal. Now, when I hear long-term deal and I'm thinking running back, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what do y'all consider a long-term deal for running back? Like, real quick. Jalen, what's up? Jalen, what do you consider a long-term deal for a running back? I'll give you a couple seconds. Three years is a long-term deal? 4 years. Okay. All right, cool. We can roll with that. So I did a little research. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, the life expectancy, I don't want to say life expectancy, the span of good years for your average running back or even your superstar running back these days is like 6 years. And a lot of good running backs prior to them have been in the league from anywhere from 7 to maybe 11 years. So technically what you're saying is Saquon Barkley at 26 years old, these are veteran running backs. So my thing is, so you've been in the league. I don't know. Let's just take a guess. If they 25 and 26, let's just say they came in the league at, 20 or 21. So they're coming up on 5 and 6 years. And you expecting to get a 3 or 4 year deal. Now, I'm not sure of Josh Jacobs' injury history, but I'm very familiar with Saquon's. Saquon had a good year this last year that passed, but he was hurt. Prior to that, he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? He was the workhorse for the Giants when he got there. And as all football teams do with running backs of his size, they run them to the ground. And then we talking about devaluing a position. They're overworked. Like when you look at like these dual running backs, when you look at like your Antonio Gibsons or your Alvin Kamaras, who they don't just be running like that. They might do some block shit. They do a couple of passes. When you just a downhill runner like these two dudes, you're going to burn out. So my thing is this. You can go back and look at how many players like back in the day who was dogging. And you gave them that check. And as soon as you gave them that check, they was burnt out. Who's the last running back? Chat. Who's the last running back who got paid a pretty decent amount of money and ain't been doing it since? I'm going to give you one guess. And he just got cut. Who am I talking about? Zeke, absolutely. Prime example. Zeke was cooking shit them first 4 years, dog. First 4 years, he was cooking shit. As soon as he got paid, you know what the problem is, dog? I think that they need to pay them sooner. Like, I think they need to give him 2 or maybe just 3 years and then pay him. Not 4 years, bro, because especially if you're a high draft pick running back, you come to a team and you're automatically made like the main option. Bro, after them 4 years, you're going to be burnt, dog. It's not that many Frank Gores out here. It's not that many Adrian Petersons out here. Or any of these other guys who played for a long time. That shit is a dime a dozen now. Yeah, I know Derrick Henry spoke on it. Derrick Henry is fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a different breed of running back. Like, he a big guy, but even him, I think he's going to burn out too, bro. And it's not taking no shots at them and no disrespect. It's the facts. Running backs do not last. They don't. You know, one of the most memorable running backs that I saw decline so quickly was Arian Foster. Played for the Texans. When Arian Foster was on, he was fucking on. He was running the fucking ball up their ass every game. Had crazy stats. I remember when he got paid. I remember when he cried when he got paid. And I remember him getting hurt. And then coming back and getting hurt. And getting hurt, he was done. Paid that money, bruh. I'll give you another example. Where's Todd Gurley at? Y'all remember when Todd Gurley got paid? Todd Gurley was one of the most amazing guys I've ever seen run the fucking ball. And burnt the fuck out. Bro, they be burning out. That's why even when they get that money, it don't be no money. They be like, Zeke signs massive contract for like 40 mil or something. I'm like, 40? That's just an example. I don't know the exact number, but like 40 mil. Like, that don't be no money. Or they be paying these motherfuckers like 20 mil, 4 years or something. They're not really paying them no money because the probability of them getting hurt is so high, whether it's a rolled ankle, whether it's a knee, whether it's an ACL, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's fucking whatever. They always get hurt, dog. There's only but so many running backs that play in this league that play for a long time that don't get hurt and just keep getting them checks. It's not that many. So when you sitting there talking about, should we pay Saquon? I think they should pay him something. But long term, I wouldn't give him no more than two. I would do a 2 year. If I had him out, I would do a 2-year contract. I don't know about Josh Jacobs. I think he's a little younger. You probably give him 3. But Saquon had a catastrophic fucking injury, bro. And he came back and he's playing his ass off. But he's still, regardless of how good he played last year, he's still already been hurt. And now it's like, well, how much gas in the tank does he got? He's a young player. But obviously the Giants don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. So they're not offering him no long-term deal. He can go to another team. He can go to a team that fucking sucks, and he going to get paid. What's the chat say? I agree they should get their money earlier. The franchise tag is more than they're going to get for a long term. That's true. Look, of course, no player wants to want the franchise tag. I don't really understand the purpose of it. But, at the end of the day, man, the running backs, like, I personally feel like it's the worst position that you can play, man, because you get used up, man. So what's your number on the 2-year? I don't know, man, because I follow basketball and I see basketball, these paychecks be so fucking, these contracts be so outlandish. I would give him I would give him 2 years. I would give him 2 years between 15 and 20 mil. That's for both of them. I think that's fair. 2 years, 15, 20 mil, however much is guaranteed. Or I would say 2 years, 20 mil, 10 guaranteed or something like that. Since they got the little guarantee thing. I would do 2 years, 20 mil for Saquon, then we can go from there. Do y'all chat? Y'all think that's fair? Let me know. Chad says franchise gives a player a year to prove their worth and a team to find a trade. Bro, that's the thing. And this is why I understand why he doesn't agree with it. That's wasted time. Like, that's a waste of a year for someone who is on the cusp of being considered old. Bro, after 28 years old, you are old to be a running back. You're old. I know this shit sounds crazy, but on paper, a running back that is 28 years old is considered old because you got these young niggas coming out of college that's 20 and 21, fresh legs that's going to give you more. That's why I think the solution is, I don't know if this should be league-wide or this should just be position-specific, but I think you got to pay the running backs earlier, bro, because they take a fucking beating. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a couple of them out here that got some big contracts. Christian McCaffrey got a big contract. You got about 4 running backs with huge contracts, and then them shits come all the way down to like 10 mil. So, we'll see what happens, man. I'm curious to what they're going to do, but, we can't really sit there and act like this isn't a thing. Like, running backs get used up. and they get used up for cheap. You know, and it's like everybody can't be a quarterback. And the thing is, you can't compare it. You can't compare it to nothing else. You can't compare that to the quarterback. You can't compare that to the lineman. You can't compare that to the defensive tackle. You can't compare it to the receivers. Even though the offensive linemen and the defensive players, you know what I'm saying, they get down and dirty, but the running back, man, you getting hit, bro. You getting hit by up to fucking 6, 7, 11 players. And then you want to get paid, 10, 15 mil a year. Bro, it's only a matter of time. Somebody gonna hit you in the leg, or you just gonna pull a hamstring and you damage goods. Once you pull that hamstring in the NFL, bro, that shit hard to come back from. So, yes, O-line and D-lines get paid. They get paid. But, I mean, think about that. And honestly, I feel like them positions don't last that long either, but they last longer than the running back. Running back, that's the quickest position for you to go out, the running back. You out. And then, honestly, I think the next quickest position, well, that's my question. Outside of the running back, what do you think is the second position that has the shortest career lifespan? I'm going to say either defensive tackle or linebacker. And then from there, I'm going to go safety or cornerback for number 3. You think wide receiver got the shortest career? Depending on what type of running back you are. Are you going to be a Calvin Johnson who get all the catches but you get hit a lot? Or are you going to be a DeAndre Hopkins? You going to be slithery? Are you going to be a Deshaun Jackson? You only run bombs? Tight end? Okay. Well, yeah, that's another thing. What type of tight end are you? Are you a Jordan Reed? Are you a Travis Kelsey? I think those are debatable. But definitely number 1 is running back. I don't think you could tell me nothing different. Good afternoon, Janae. But we'll see, though, man. That's all I got for y'all. Captain out.